Hey, thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. I'm so excited. There's so much happening today. But first, let's say hello to the ladies. Hi, ladies. Hi. Top Sick in the building.
Wednesday dancing. I want to shaku shaku on that Wednesday.
Go back. Don't let us remind. Don't remind us of that Wednesday, please.
Hey,
we are trying to forget.
And something went wrong.
How are you doing, Tokwe? How are you doing?
I'm very, very good. I'm very, very happy. Mariah, it's not good to be broke. I'm telling you, it's not a good place to be in, you know, and you have to now find everything to make you happy because money is good, Mariah. Money cannot make you happy, but money enhances your happiness.
It induces that happiness.
Yes, it enhances it. So, you know, we can try to motivate ourselves, you know, and be listening to music.
My husband always asks us often, like, Mariah, do you think we'd be happier if we had more money than this? And I'm trying to be all modest. I'm like, oh no, we're very happy.
We'll be happy.
In my mind, I'm like,
I will be excited.
In my mind, I'm like, of course
at the end of the day, one of the things that I'm learning is that I can actually control my joy even when I don't have, you know. So, and that's what most people get depressed.
That's joy.
Yes. Most people actually just get very, very depressed. Like, what's going on?
Anyways, let me jump very quick because we have a lot of celebrations to do. How are you doing?
Yes.
This one, are you looking like you're going for celebration?
Princess Sophia.
This morning, feeling like a princess. Princess Adeze. You know, I'm a traditional somebody.
Okay.
So,
are you?
Are you?
Yeah.
So untraditional, non-traditional.
You'll be fine.
That's coming from
let's
you.
Go on.
I'll come after you.
Okay, let's
so,
go.
my new song is out and trending. Catapult. So if you haven't
downloaded,
yes, to catapult joy to you. If you have not downloaded it, please go and download it. And it's Friday. It's my happy day, my best day of the week.
Good to have you, Miriam. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you very much.
That's it.
You lost 6 kg.
Yeah, she lost 6 kg. Well done.
Congrats. Tokwe is on keto.
Has been on keto.
And you've been her coach.
Nemi called Tokwe out when I first joined, and she was like, "Oh, you're so skinny. My husband wouldn't like someone like you." And then she goes months later to ask me to help her to lose weight. So
imagine that.
I'm calling you out on that.
Congratulations to two of you. I want to add.
Anyways, talking about congratulations, we have to congratulate Tiwa Savage. You know, so she was a recipient of the MTV
African Best Act, and that's the first woman to get it, the third Nigerian to get it. For me, Tiwa Savage deserves every accolade she gets right now.
She works hard.
Hard
Yeah,
working.
she works hard.
And you know, we can trace it. You know, not someone just wake up tomorrow.
It's
and
not an
suddenly
overnight
we know that she has worked.
Man, don't say.
You know, and then this is the woman that has done it her way. Imagine all the criticisms that men would ordinarily not get. But she got it.
Congratulations to you, Tiwa Savage.
We love you.
So this is our matter of not eating beans. Everybody, you know, Nigerians like things going viral. Any small thing like this, you know the amount of ministers that pass this thing. Don't eat beans, oh. And I'm like,
they need to regulate it because those people really do not know the effect of what they are doing.
I don't even think that is about regulation alone. I think it's about information awareness because if they understand that this can heal someone, they wouldn't do it. They are just trying to protect their produce from getting bad.
But you know they've always been using chemicals.
Yes.
So
someone that is not even accepted. Saying that they just jump on the bandwagon. This is something you should have talked about even before this.
I don't like the idea that everybody started passing that video around and said, don't eat beans, oh. And like, so my mother-in-law was telling me, what you need, come on, wow. And I'm like, I'm not throwing away that bean, those beans I have. We're gonna eat it.
When we finish, we'll stop.
When we finish, now I'm looking for.
But wash properly, parboil.
Yes.
And take away the water, the first water before. So
yes,
just
that helps.
Safe since you have the beans already. But I'm not eating beans anytime soon.
Different tip, which is you soak it for 24 hours actually before you cook it. Yes, because beans also has natural things that protect it from people eating it. So that's why we get the bloating. So plus that, plus the sniper. So it's actually meant to be soaked for a very long time before you cook it.
And it won't get spoiled.
Nice tip. I never knew that. Nice tips. All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we will breeze through the front pages because there's so much to talk about. And we have a special guest in the building. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, let's start with the punch. Alleged 33 billion naira fraud. Reps demand NEMA DG sacking. Accused Osinbajo of illegal approval. 3 dead, 5 missing as boat capsizes in Lagos. Very sad story. U.S., France, others show interest in Nigeria Air. Says whether they are still on this Nigeria Air matter.
I don't understand.
Has been expired.
Nigerian banks must reform to survive fintech revolution, says Oshimbajo. Bribery videos, contractor ready to testify against Ganduje. Assets declaration, court rejects federal government's request for a criminal's arrest. Chinese firm allegedly sacks workers over refusal to practice Buddhism. Really?
Yes, so I have the story.
Oh, good.
So,
hang in there, one more story.
Okay.
Adams Oshomole to face further DSS questioning, and Nigerians bash federal government for claiming it spends 3.5 million naira monthly to feed El Zakzaki. So let's start with this Chinese firm story.
So employees of the Chinese firm Yiwu Baolin Import, an export company, accused the CEO of trying to force them to worship Buddha. So according to the story, she plays the tape for them, she gives them books to read, she gives them lectures on that issue, and anyone who does not bow down, they got to a point where they have to bow, you are sacked. So she sacked 2 people already on that account. And by the time they questioned her, she said no, that she just introduced Buddha to them because she noticed that they were very proud and disrespectful. So that was to give them peace and calm them. Not
For me, honestly, at the end of the day, Christians do this a lot, where we force every staff to pray in the morning devotion. Every staff must pray. And some people actually deliberately even sack people that do not seem to conform with their religious beliefs. So it is holistic. It's not just, we shouldn't just highlight, while we might talk about this because it is a foreign firm imposing a religion that is not accepted in our major
and it might
Christian
not even be
Muslim
imposition, it's just their interpretation of
what
doing.
and
so the
they've
one
been sacking people.
Is therapy.
Yes.
To them, is an induction.
Yeah.
All right, moving on now to... is there any other story you want to take in Punch? Seems like we both capsizing.
No, we have another but there was a small story, I can't remember.
Contractor ready to testify against Ganduje.
Okay.
You have that story?
Yes, I have the story. The contractor has spoken up saying that he's still anonymous, his name isn't given, but he's saying that he's willing to speak up to the panel, and he gave them conditions that they must have the video verified by one, the DSS, and an international forensic report, so that
he's protecting himself.
He wants to protect himself, that he wants to testify against Ganduje. He says it's a personal issue between him and Ganduje. And so we're waiting to see.
And he wants the governor in the panel.
This. I'm happy about it because usually
he wants the governor in the panel as well.
Wow, this is getting
he has a new nickname, Ganduje.
This is getting juicy.
Gandolas.
In an anti-corruption government. Interesting. Moving on to Daily Sun. Primary polls, reps probe INEC and parties. Your unpopular culture replies Uzodimma. Supreme Court stops Rivers APC chair from going abroad. Outrage over El Zakzaki's 3.5 billion naira monthly feeding. 3 dead, 5 missing in Lagos boat tragedy. And new minimum wage, 30,000 naira proposal must follow due processes presidency. Let's start with El Zakzaki.
So
3.5 billion naira monthly feeding.
The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed,
he was speaking out of record.
It wasn't supposed to be off record. It was supposed to be recorded, but then it went viral. That they use about 3.5 million to feed El Zakzaki every month. And then I read a report where a lot of people were now like, arrest us then, since you're spending so much. And some people are saying at the same time that APC is very transparent, and that's why they're coming out with the right figure.
Well,
so we have to...
Well, another group of people are saying that, listen, if you had released this man,
you won't be
as
spending
according
so much
to
money.
How the court has asked you to, you wouldn't have to spend 3.5 million every month. Because if we look at it, 120 million naira every year, that doesn't make any sense. So that money could have been used for something else. So why would you?
I think we need to probe that 3.5 because you're feeding the wife and the husband. The two, like El Zakzaki and his wife, are both in custody. If just to feed them, you cannot cost provide. So we need to probe it. But I want to take major headline because the House of Representatives have issued investigation to probe INEC. Because, you know, INEC is supposed to supervise the internal party politics towards getting each candidate out. And they said the primaries within the party did not show internal democracy and that they want to probe it because we need to strengthen democracy from the party structure into who becomes a candidate and then...
Unfortunately, we have to move on. Let's move on to Vanguard. 4 APC governors co-opt ministers in fresh anti-Oshomole bid. Buhari won't sign minimum wage until by 2020, Dangote Group's revenue will be $30 billion. Berry. Kaduna crisis might walk through the valley of the shadow of death, says by Temitope Mustafa. Oh. Nigeria's second position rating in global open defecation disturbing, says Buhari. And how Ambode lost his second term bid, says Adefoye, that's the GAC member reveals. So let's talk about, which one do you want to talk, go for?
I have both. Okay, let's
start
talk
with defecation.
Okay, so we're number 2 position, and that's
very
a good
high.
position.
It's a good position.
But for,
calm down. That's big grammar. Open defecation, some people might not understand. Waiting that they talk be safe. Now us be number 2 across the world. That with a shit for everywhere. Just open shit. We there, shit there. That's what open defecation means. Go ahead, Mariam.
Do you know what is even funny? The caption, it says number 2, and it's actually about number 2. You know, we call it number 2.
Yes.
When you do a number 2. So we're number 2 on that. So we're openly defecating, and the president has called, you know, a state of emergency on our water system and our hygiene and our health sector.
Cholera
and so that's why we have lots of water-borne diseases. So he's saying that we should get, you know, he's asking the National Action Plan, there's an inauguration of a National Action Plan for revitalization of water supply, sanitation and hygiene. Redouble your efforts concerning hygiene and, you know, our water.
So we honestly
should have more. I think I was waiting throughout as I was reading through to hear what exactly the roadmap would be, because we need to have more awareness. Yeah. We need to have more awareness streaming down to everybody.
They've not given us a roadmap. It's just a mention right now.
And we don't have water.
Well, what's interesting, you see, just yesterday I was reading about Bill Gates. There's this new toilet that he's trying to release to, you know,
mobile?
Yes, no, a new toilet where immediately you go, it will change to fertilizer.
Wow.
But see, here we are trying to talk about, you know, they're in a whole different world. Yes, how to use the toilet, but this part I'm talking of using the toilet and changing it to fertilizer.
Temitope Mustafa is a really, really sad story. I read that story.
Yes.
She works with VON as a journalist, and she was actually going for a story, Voice of Nigeria. Yeah. She was going for a story in Kaduna where her boss, her car was attacked by this miscreants in Kaduna, and she tried to run, but they stoned her. She was actually lynched.
Yes.
She fell in the gutter. She was trying to hide away after they've actually beaten her up, and then she said the last thing she saw was a man holding a big stone over her head and throwing it, and then that was the last thing.
This was during the crisis.
The crisis that happened on
21st of October.
They were just randomly picking people
and
beating them up.
JCF found her, took her to the hospital. She was actually left for dead, but they told the hospital nurses to try to revive her, and they were able to revive her. So if you see the picture is actually inside. It's really, really, really sad story. Let's move on.
We're happy that she's better.
We're happy that she survived and she's better. And she's here to tell the story. Let's move on now to Nigerian Tribune, how 5.8 billion naira Northeast IDP Intervention Fund was mismanaged, says reps. PDP attacks Oshomole again. 3 died in the Lagos accident, 5 missing and 12 rescued. How we lobbied Tinubu to give Ambode second term, says Adefoye. Only God can stop headsmen attacks, says Okowa. And Oshibaji buying votes with trader money, Southern Middle Belt leaders allege. Let's talk about the boats.
Yes, the boats. So a boat capsized heading to Ojo from Coconut Jetty, and 3 people died. 5 persons were missing, and they were able to rescue 12 people. According to residents around, they said the boat is always, you know, they are always jam-packed. They carry more than they're supposed to. It's a 20-passenger boat, but most times they carry more than they are supposed to. So
it's still about legislation. I want to clarify the Oshibajo story. The allegations from the southeast that the trader money is a policy where they use 10,000 naira to support petty trading, to support their businesses, and this has been ongoing, but they are alleging that now they are using it to get people's data and to convince them to vote in the new party. But I really, he's spoken up already on it online that no, this has been an ongoing process. This is not something we just inaugurated for election, and these lives, both PDP and APC, everybody should realize that anybody that gets for election, and these lives, both PDP and APC, everybody should realize that anybody that gets 10,000 naira on the petty business level, it will make a difference in their life. So don't focus on if it's politicized or not.
Is it helping?
All right, we have to rush off. But let me just take New Telegraph very quickly. I have no hand in Oshomole's travels. Presidency Buhari to review 30,000 naira proposal. What's that story here? Using sniper on beans may lead to sudden death and poisoning. And both Smiths have.
So PDP is attacking Oshomole, accusing him of being on the run because he's been questioned by DSS, and he's asking the NIA and Interpol to track him.
So the allegations are both there. I mean, one part, the governors are saying that he collected bribe, or the allegations, I don't know if it's the governors or the DSS, allegations that Oshomole took bribe during the primaries. Others are saying that he didn't support the anointed candidates of the governor. So there's
But he's not on the run if there's no case against him.
Exactly. So the thing
Okay,
is,
so let's go on a break. That's all we can take on front page. It's Friday, please. Let's stop talking about
politics.
Rita, the hottest celebrity just in town. And later, got a beautiful celebrity guest joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Very beautiful.
Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So it came to our notice that popular artist Two-Face's wife and one of his baby mamas, Pero, finally put aside all the drama and the grievances for many years. The video showed the two lovely ladies who were once rivals, now are friends.
Rivals?
They hugged. Now the question is, would you, this Nigerian woman looking at me, reconcile with your husband's baby mama? Join the conversation. Call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. I know you guys want to talk about Two-Face.
Hey.
But me, I'd rather you not talk about Two-Face too much. But for those who have no idea what's happening, who wants to tell them what's happened in the video?
Okay, I watched the video. So the lady, Pero.
Pero, yeah.
Okay, good. She has 3 kids for Two-Face.
3.
Oh,
Yes,
2 kids.
3. And his wife has 2.
Beleo.
Good.
2 times,
So-
3 times.
And she's been with him. She was with him in 2015. Remember when he had that gunshot at his home? So she was there, the one there at the time. And so the story is that he's unable to see his children with her as much because of the tension between her and the wife and Annie at home. And so finally there was a
And Nigerians couldn't but notice the fact
reconciliation.
that she was
I was
wearing
going
something.
there.
Okay, go ahead.
So she was wearing a very nice see-through
Hair.
top. You could see everything. And then just around the nipple area, she had this conical black stuff like that. So it was very, you know.
Your face.
And when he was reconciling, he was holding them
Oh my
both.
God.
And some people,
I
I,
loved
didn't
that
say
hug.
it, some people were saying that
I
it
saw
seemed
it.
like he was putting his head right
But
there.
it didn't seem
where-
he was putting his head. I saw the head.
Okay.
Please,
Like,
so that was
don't
the story.
laying
That was
Put
it.
on
sand
the chest.
in Annie's Gary.
No, that's what I saw.
Annie's trying
For me,
to be a Jada Pinkett
Yes,
Smith.
you know,
Trying to reconcile with the baby, because that's, you know, peace is always the way to go.
Peace is good. Peace is good, really. But you know that in that same 2015, there was a rumor that Pero was seen at the club with Two-Face. And then somebody said, Annie heard the news and rushed down to the club. But then they had to keep her in the office, the manager's office, till Two-Face was done and Pero left, you know. And then accusations came up on social media that Annie is not letting Two-Face interface with the kids. That he has to hide to do FaceTime and do
answer the
calls.
question.
So
Sounds
peace.
like Annie.
Hold on. It was in the.
I know Annie, right?
That's why I looked at you.
It was
I'm like,
out
you know her
there.
personally.
It was out there, and it was Pero's sister who
Okay.
said this. So
the
one
issue.
in particular.
Okay,
The issue
from-
is peace is good, okay? But as a woman, yes,
let's come to
I
you.
would advise Annie to be very careful.
Okay.
That hug, that chest, very careful. This is somebody who has a history with your husband. It's good you have peace.
Let's leave Annie and Pero out of it for a second.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so-
let's go to the issue of you as a woman.
As a woman.
Your husband has a baby mama.
Oh, my mekwe.
He has 3 children with this baby mama. And they are reconciling. Now, forget whatever Pero was wearing. I think that's even,
Yes, that's
even
beside the
subjective.
point.
But the point is, would you want your husband to reconcile? And would you, like, initiate that reconciliation?
Yeah,
Yes, Mariam.
you know, I say it all the time. My husband's been married before, and he shares 3 kids with his ex-wife.
Oh, so you're like
And-
Annie Adibia.
The same story.
So for me, I think it's not necessary to be best friends with with her, but it is useful because especially when it has to do with children. In Two-Face case, it stopped him from getting to see his children, and for me, I remember it was important that my kids. I say this to my husband. I said I wanted my kids to be very close to their older siblings. I didn't want it to be like, oh, that's my, you're walking down the street and be pointing at your half siblings. I didn't want that. So for me, I think it is useful to have, a cordial relationship with each
we'll come
other.
and define cordial because there's always issue of reconciliation.
There's always that same line.
But let me come to you.
I totally believe in peace, but I need to feel in charge in my house. I need to know I'm in my house. I want the children to have relationship, but I don't want my husband to have a relationship with his ex.
A relapse.
I don't want my husband to have a relationship with his ex.
A relapse.
Because there is something called Okafor's law. Once they there, everly debe. And there is chemistry before. It's not one. There was one child. The chemistry came back. Second child, chemistry third child. He's a man. He's a human being. He can be moved by sight. We don't want stories that taught because I'll be forced to forgive him because I love him. So let me protect him. Let me help him protect himself by harming him with the foresight to know that there is a possibility of chemistry in this relationship.
But can you really protect a man? I mean, if he wants to, if a man wants to go, he will go.
Yes. But sometimes something are beyond you. You don't. Sometimes you don't want it. You don't want it, but the body is.
I don't believe.
The body is weak.
Okay. I have this call from Miriam from Papa. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Miriam is not our regular caller.
Hey, Miriam. Go ahead, please. Thanks for calling.
Welcome back, Mariah. We are happy to have you back.
Thank you.
Okay, my view about this is...
Leave Annie and Two-Face, so let's talk about your own.
Okay, but there's no how, because they are the one giving us the juicy part, but then I am a married woman,
right?
Do you understand? And I know that there is no how. I am not the average Nigerian woman, and I'm going to be very straightforward. I will never do what she did, or whatever happened there, for me, was a publicized insult on womanhood. For goodness sake, first and foremost, I do not even have an issue with this woman. There shouldn't even be any beef and quarrel in the first place. Whoever has disrespected both of you is the man.
It's the man.
I don't know why women don't know how to fight their battles or how to choose their battles. Why should I have problem with my baby? Where would the quarrel be coming from in the first place? And now let me tell you, because you said don't talk about Annie. That hug, that hug.
Hey!
There is still an emotional attachment.
Hey! Nigerians have started. There's an emotional attachment. Stop that matter. Thank you very much.
I saw the hug.
Which hug?
I saw that hug. Hold on. You know that.
Listen. Let's be fair.
Yes.
This is your baby mama, 3 kids. You gotta hug her.
Why did not just 3 kids?
Why didn't you marry her?
I know that biology-wise, you could just have sexual intercourse 3 times and have 3 children. But in this one, it's beyond that. So they had a relationship. I'm not counting, but they had a relationship. So my own is, I know that men, you can't hold a man back from cheating if he wants to.
Right.
But you will see, you can say for a fact that Two-Face loves his wife. He loves Annie. And he wants to be with her. Do you understand? Yet he wants to have all his children.
So with all respect, Dr.
But Two-Face has a track record.
I think with all due respect,
I
feel that I respect Two-Face as a man for actually trying to reconcile these women such that the children, all the children can have a normal family life.
Can I have what Miriam just said?
Yes.
Women should learn to respect themselves. Now, the issue they had shouldn't have been there in the first place if they knew who was the person they should fight. So you learn how to pick your fights. Now they are coming together. I just expect that the woman in the house would open her eyes. Because if it's me, I don't have a problem keeping peace, but we should have our boundaries. Yeah. You're not coming into my home. Yes, you're not coming into my home. He's not coming to meet you somewhere to see you and talk about the kids. And you will go and visit the kids together.
Annie got that covered. Don't worry. I know her like that.
I was going to say that it's important to have boundaries. And it's important for you also to have that, to be part of that relationship that your husband has with his ex. So that if he's not hiding, if he's hiding it, a lot of things can happen that you're not aware of. But if there's a relationship, we go together. Then the child on the other side will say, daddy was exactly, and then all the lines of communication open, and there's really nothing for you to hide.
Use this as an example for those of us going through this kind of situation with baby mamas. Instead of having beef, continuous beef, where the kids hate each other, they grow up. Why don't we embrace peace?
When there are no secrets, everything is
we know where everybody stands.
Yeah.
We have access to each other. Maybe we can live better lives.
Most importantly, for the love of those children. Sorry? Those children are innocent. They were brought into this world by 2 people. They shouldn't suffer the irresponsibility.
And they shouldn't lose each other. It's important that siblings,
Well, we congratulate the Idibia family. I mean, we wish
good one.
Peace,
good one, Annie.
Peace, love.
Be
and
smart,
Annie.
Annie.
Becoming our,
be smart, Annie.
Correct woman like that. No way, she's smart. Let's go on a break. Guess what we have, Rita?
So finally, there was a
And Nigerians couldn't but notice the fact that She was
I
wearing
was going
something.
there.
Okay, go ahead.
So she was wearing a very nice see-through top. You could see everything. And then just around the nipple area, she had this conical black stuff like that. So it was very, you know.
Your face.
And when he was reconciling, he was holding them both.
Oh my God.
And some people, I didn't say it, some people were saying that it seemed like he was putting his head right there.
It didn't seem he was putting his head. I saw the head.
Okay.
Please,
Like,
so that was the story.
laying.
That was it.
On the chest.
In Annie's Gary.
No, that's what I saw.
Annie's trying
For me,
to be a Jada Pinkett Smith.
you know,
Trying to reconcile with the baby, because that's, you know, peace is always the way to go.
peace is good. Peace is good, really. But you know that in that same 2015, there was a rumor that Mero was seen at the club with Two-Face. And then somebody said, Annie heard the news and rushed down to the club. But then they had to keep her in the office, the manager's office, till Two-Face was done and Mero left, you know. And then accusations came up on social media that Annie is not letting Two-Face interface with the kids. That he has to hide to do FaceTime and do calls. So peace. Like hold on. It was in the.
That's why I looked at you.
It was
like,
out
you know,
there.
personally.
Okay, it was out there, and it was Mero's sister who said this. So the one
issue.
in particular. The issue is peace is good. Okay, but as a woman, yes,
let's come to
I
you.
would advise Annie to be very careful.
Okay.
That hug, that chest, very careful. This is somebody who has a history with your husband. It's good you have peace.
Let's leave Annie and Kwere out of it for a second.
Okay.
So let's go to the issue of you as a woman.
As a woman.
Your husband has a baby mama.
Oh, my mekwe.
He has 3 children with this baby mama. And they are reconciling. Now, forget whatever Kwere was wearing. I think that's even,
Yes, that's
even
beside the
subjective.
point.
But the point is, would you want your husband to reconcile, and would you like initiate that reconciliation?
Yeah,
Yes, Mariam.
you know, I say it all the time. My husband's been married before, and he shares 3 kids with his ex-wife.
Oh, so you're like Annie Adibia.
The same story.
Well, so for me, I think it's not necessary to be best friends with, you know, with her, but it is useful. Because especially when it has to do with children. In Two-Face case, it stopped him from getting to see his children. And for me, I remember it was important that my kids, I say this to my husband, I said I wanted my kids to be very close to their older siblings. I didn't want it to be like, oh, that's my, you know, you're walking down the street and be pointing at your half-siblings. I didn't want that. So for me, I think it is useful to have, you know, a cordial relationship with each other.
We'll come and define cordial, because there's always issue of reconciliation, the possibility.
There's always that same line.
But let me come to you.
I totally believe in peace, but I need to feel in charge in my house. I need to know I'm in my house. I want the children to have relationship, but I don't want my husband to have a relationship with his ex.
A relapse.
I don't want my husband to have a relationship with his ex.
A relapse.
Because there is something called Okafor's law.
Chineke.
Once they there, everly debe. And there is chemistry before. It's not one. There was one child. The chemistry came back. Second child, third child is a man. He's a human being. He can be moved by sight. We don't want stories that taught, because I'll be forced to forgive him because I love him. So let me protect him. Let me help him protect himself by harming him with the foresight to know that there is a possibility of chemistry in this relationship.
But can you really protect a man? I mean, if he
cannot.
wants to, if a man wants to go, he will go.
Yes. But sometimes something are beyond you. You don't. Sometimes you don't want it. You don't want it, but the body is.
I don't believe.
The body is weak.
Okay.
I have this call from Miriam from my papa. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Miriam is not our regular
Hello, good
caller.
morning.
Hey, Miriam. Go ahead, please. Thanks for calling.
Welcome back, Mariah. We are happy to have you back.
Thank you.
Okay, my view about this is...
Leave Annie and Two-Face. So let's talk about your own.
Okay, but there's no how, because they are the one giving us the juicy part. But then, I am a married woman.
Right.
Do you understand? And I know that there is no how. I am not the average Nigerian woman, and I'm going to be very straightforward. I will never do what she did, or whatever happened there, for me, was a publicized insult on womanhood. For goodness sake, first and foremost, I do not even have an issue with this woman. There shouldn't even be any beef and quarrel in the first place. Whoever has disrespected both of you is the man.
It's the man.
I don't know why women don't know how to fight their battles or how to choose their battles. Why should I have problem with my baby? Where would the quarrel be coming from in the first place? Anna, let me tell you, because you said don't talk about Annie. That hug, that hug.
Hey!
There is still an emotional attachment.
Hey! Nigerians have started. There's an emotional attachment. Please, stop that matter. Thank you very much.
I saw the hug.
Which hug?
I saw that hug. Hold on. You know that.
Listen. Let's be fair.
Yes.
This is your baby mama, 3 kids. You gotta hug her.
Why did it's not just 3 kids?
Why didn't you marry
I know
her?
that I know that biology-wise, you could just have sexual intercourse 3 times and have 3 children. But in this one, it's beyond that. So they had a relationship. I'm not counting, but they had a relationship. So my own is, I know that men, you can't hold a man back from cheating if he wants to.
Right.
But you will see, we can say for a fact that Two-Face loves his wife. He loves Annie. And he wants to be with her. Do you understand? Yet he wants to have his children.
So, with all respect,
but Two-Face has a track record.
With all due respect,
He has a track
I feel that
record.
I respect Two-Face as a man for actually trying to reconcile these women such that the children, all the children can have a normal family life.
Can I have
Like
what
family
Miriam
experience.
just said?
Yes.
Women should learn to respect themselves. Now, the issue they had shouldn't have been there in the first place if they knew who was the person they should fight. So you learn how to pick your fight. Now they are coming together. I just expect that the woman in the house would open her eyes. Because if it's me, I don't have a problem keeping peace, but we should have our boundaries. Yeah. You're not coming into my home. Yes, you're not coming into my home. He's not coming to meet you somewhere to see you and talk about the kids. And we will go and visit the kids together.
Annie got that covered. Don't worry. I know her like that.
I was going to say that it's important to have boundaries. And it's important for you also to have that, to be part of that relationship that your husband has with his ex. So that if he's not hiding, if he's hiding it, a lot of things can happen that you're not aware of. But if there's a relationship, we go together. Then the child on the other side will say, oh, daddy was exactly. And then all the lines of communication open and there's really nothing for you to hide.
Use this as an example for those of us going through this kind of situation with baby mamas. Instead of having beef, continuous beef where the kids hate each other, they grow up. Why don't we embrace peace?
Secrets. When there are no secrets, everything is
we
open.
know
for you, actually,
where
there are no
everybody
secrets.
stands. We have access to each other. Maybe we can live better
And
lives.
most importantly,
we can have
for
less
the
broken
love
homes.
of those children.
Sorry?
Those children are innocent. They were brought into this world by 2 people. They shouldn't suffer the
And
irresponsibility.
they shouldn't lose each other.
Yes.
It's important that siblings,
Well, we congratulate the Idibia family. I mean, we wish you
Good
the
one,
best.
good one. Good one, Annie.
Peace, love,
Be
and Annie,
smart,
you're becoming
Annie.
our,
Be smart,
a
Annie.
correct woman like that. No way, she's smart. Let's go on a break. Guess what we have? Rita smart. Let's go on a break. Guess what we have? Rita Dominic. You'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Madam, my appointment was for 4:30. Is the minister still not ready?
Sorry, sir. The minister was just called to the villa.
And you could not let me know, seeing that you told me 4:30 p.m. earlier?
Is that not what I'm doing now? Telling you. Professor Akpan, keep blowing grammar there now.
This is
Mind your language. Mind your language with me. I'm a married woman, my friend. Excuse me, the minister has closed for the day, so go back home and come back tomorrow. If you decide to stay here.
So she's an award-winning actor, talented, gorgeous, beautiful actor at that. She has graced our screens year in, year out. And as many of us have grown up to watch her, we admire her so much. She has also been in the industry for over 14 years, and her energy is still fresh and renewed. Welcome with us, Rita Dominic in the building. You're welcome.
Introduction.
You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag UWTVC so we can read your tweets. Before we get into your career, what you're doing, we have to ask you.
What do you think?
In your own view, you're a married woman, and you have 1, 2 kids with your husband, and he's trying to reconcile with his baby mama, who he has 3 kids with. How would you feel? Would you embrace it?
That's a dicey situation to start with. However, kids are involved. And obviously, there's this saying that we're all victims of our environment. So obviously, you want the children to have that balance of the family life. So you have to find a way, you know, to create a sort of relationship. However, just cordial relationship. However, there must be boundaries. I heard you guys say there must be. I mean, she's not your best friend. You guys aren't friends. You guys are just trying to work together. It's a working relationship.
Yes.
That's really what it is.
Nice, cool. Good to have you. I like that.
Such lovely skin. So I'm like a fan.
We're all fans here.
Yeah, but your skin is so beautiful. When they said you've been in the industry for 14 years, I just minus my age.
20 years, going to 21.
Okay, so I just did like minus my age. When you started acting, I was
Wait, secondary school.
I was in secondary school.
Oh my Lord.
Jeez, and you still look so good.
Thank you.
When she started young, don't make it look like she's one very old woman. She just started
young,
really
yeah,
young.
no.
She's an old woman. She's a young babe.
Anyway, so I have to ask you about this new Nollywood thing going on because there's always that competition between those of you that were there in the early days, in the Desmond Elliott crew. You know, we knew you then, and then there's this new crop of young people coming, and they're so brilliant, and we love them. The urban program, the urban movies. How do you feel? Do you feel like a big sister, or do you feel like, listen, they're coming into your space, or they're intruding, or do you feel that we're in this together?
We're in this together. It's one industry. I don't even like saying new Nollywood.
Right, exactly.
It is Nollywood. It's just evolving, getting bigger. And obviously, when an industry is getting bigger, it creates room for, you know, more talented people and people who are more trained in filmmaking to come into the industry. So it's just expanding, we're evolving.
The reason why I asked that, Rita, I'll come to you in a minute. The reason why I asked that because we've had a lot of guests that come here and they feel threatened. They feel like, listen, nobody's calling them. At least I don't want to use the word lucky, but you're amongst those that you're still in the mix. But there are a few that have been somewhat pushed.
Veterans that have been pushed out.
They're in your league, but they've been
Sort of
pushed
edged
apart.
out.
So they feel like, listen, we are now outsiders in an industry that we contributed to building. Don't you feel, do you agree with them, or do you feel like they should do more to get involved?
I think they should do more to get involved. You know, at the end of the day, nobody can sideline you if you're good. If you're good. You know, and look, I always tell people, look, things evolve. You have to keep on evolving with whatever, I mean, in the industry that you're in. If it's evolving, you have to keep growing with it. Right. You know, things change. You have to keep on rebranding, you know. So some people don't realize that you have to keep doing that. Now, what do I mean? In the industry, you never stop learning as an actor.
Okay.
You have to keep on improving yourself, reading up. I always say an actor has to be intelligent. And what do I mean? You have to have knowledge of things, because that knowledge is what you're going to put into the story or into the character to make it believable. Anyway, so you have to be abreast. I mean, understand what is going on in the world.
Rita, you said the buzzword here is evolving.
Yeah, and
saying
rebranding.
that, and for me, in the beginning, when you people used to act, you, Genevieve, I used to feel that you were sort of bigger than the production.
Yes.
Like you were better than the production.
I had that feeling.
But now I'm happy that, you know, you're not typecast as a fine babe. You are given roles and then we see your artistic talent. How do you feel about that? So it's not just now the actors who are acting. Now we're talking about, you know, that was that in Wake 21. We don't hear that anymore. So we have like better producers.
Well, it's different now. I mean, we have cinemas now. So obviously that will already put a check on the quality of the films that's being shot to start with.
Stories.
And the storyline. Yeah, that's what I mean by more people who have studied filmmaking sorry about that, who have studied filmmaking, you know, have come into the industry. So they're bringing that knowledge and putting back in the industry in terms of, you know, screenplay, story writing, and all that, you know. So obviously the quality has improved. We still have a long way to go, which is why the IATF is a good initiative. Right. Now, what is the IATF? Intra-African Trade Fair. Okay. This is an initiative by the Afri-Exim Bank and the African Union. Now, trade is low in Africa. Yeah, in Africa, and it's down to a 15%. When you compare it to Europe, which is at 59%, and Asia at 51%, and North America at 39%. Now, Afri-Exim Bank recognizes that the creative industry is a major pillar towards those aspirations. So they will intervene by creating financial support.
Well, no, I don't know about that.
There's a reason I'm saying that. Okay. Now, financial support, capital services, which will create a cultural and creative economy.
Right.
So which is what we need. We need that funding to be able to take the creative industry to another level.
What Macron was trying to do when he came, was talking about some kind of funding that was going to put together by Africans, actually.
Exactly.
To put on a carnival in France, stuff like that. But let me let Obaji jump in here.
I was amazed when I saw you this morning. I've heard so much about you. There was a time you came to Delta State University. Can you remember Abraka campus?
A long time ago.
I was in school. I was in school then. You know now. I've been farming you. And every story we heard was that you have a wonderful personality. You're humble. Your people can reach you. You've met her before, and when you walked into the makeup room this morning, I saw the same thing. She just came in like, and with your status in the industry, some people would have risen like the peacock. But then you were still able to maintain your authentic self and your humility. How have you been able to do that?
This being in this space, can be very, fame is intoxicating. So I feel like the right thing to do is to surround yourself with people that keep you grounded. And people that will tell you the truth. Not people, that would never tell you the truth, that'll keep on licking your foot. Right. Do you understand? Because I think that's the beginning of your downfall. And you have to learn how to take corrections. Even sometimes, I'm human. There's sometimes I feel like, who are you to tell me? But I have to remember. And in my quiet time, think about what, let's say, a friend of mine has advised me to do or not to do. And when I think about it, I'm like, okay, actually, that's right. Rita, calm down from your high horse. You know what I mean? So you have to constantly tell yourself the truth. Right. It's difficult to do. But maybe being raised the way I was raised as well, I think it helps. That helps a lot. So
okay, let me come to talk about it because I was going to say something else. I was going to object. I wanted to object to what Obiaji because I didn't feel that if an actor comes in and feels like that, it's okay. That's that actor. I understand.
I always say that
I know because humility is always people make it look as if you're not humble, you're not a good person. Some people, you don't have to
should be humble. You go to
humility
church.
Humility is good.
For crying out loud.
You shouldn't make it look as if it's the only thing.
Jesus was humble.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. I read what Bovi wrote about you, and I could totally relate with it because I met you once, and I met you every time I meet you, you just remind me that we met once. Now that could be that she's smart, which is good for acting, yes, and also she remembers, which is good, but she's not too stuck up not to acknowledge your presence, which is important because no matter how high you get to.
If she doesn't,
it's okay.
That's the point.
Okay, Rita, everybody just saying how you're
break. When we come back, we'll dig further into Rita Dominic.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Because
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So I know Tokwe has a question. Yeah.
You know we love you, but a lot of your fans would want to find out because in Nigeria we are Africans and we feel that a woman's success isn't complete until she's married and with children. What has been your experience with the pressure concerning having been married, and why exactly hasn't it happened? Is it your decision, I don't want to do this, or?
At the end of the day, if I'm going to do it, I'm doing it for myself, not because society wants me to do it.
Beautiful.
That's just
beautiful.
Yeah. And I always will still say, I will marry the man of my dreams and not the man society dreams for me. And society feels like there's something wrong with you if you're a certain age and you're not married and all that. What if it's the society that something is wrong with?
Exactly.
For thinking that way. For forcing someone to do what they don't want to do, or forcing them to do what they want to do, but in their own time.
Exactly.
In society's time, not at the person's time. Do you understand?
Why is it anything for someone like you, celebrity? You meet guys, they don't want to because it's Rita Dominic, they want to just associate with the brand Rita Dominic. I am Rita Dominic's boyfriend. Or, how has it been trusting?
I almost married someone. Yes, we were there. We were,
it just
at that point. It didn't work out. And I'm happy that it didn't work out because I I saw this, you know how you see signs? You see the signs of certain things. Exactly, but you just ignore it and hope the person will change. Look, a grown man and a grown woman cannot change. I'm sorry, you can find a way to live with each other and respect each other's feelings and all that, but to change a grown person, it's difficult unless you can't. They have to want to, yes.
Look, let me take you back. Do you want to stay in the relationship part because I want to move to career? Go ahead.
Okay, my own is her personality. I mean, we've said all the lovely things about you. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
And my God, you're smart. You've changed our Friday celebrity gossip to like a financial topic, you know? So I need to know, just tell us one or two things that you know that maybe when we get to know you, might not like about you. Are you willing for your fans to hear that?
Why do you want them to know? Why do you want them to know? Let me drink coffee first.
Things about shit that people don't know that you don't like.
I can be erratic, and I don't know. It's unpredictable, a bad thing. It could be because sometimes I could be unpredictable, and I used to have a quick temper.
Right.
Used to. You're working on it.
Yes.
Oh, cool. You look like you worked on it. Let me come to this issue, because I know you're very passionate about training, especially for actors in the industry. Lots of people just wake up, I have a flair for acting. I'm an actor. You wake up from the university and you just brand yourself an actor. But really, you don't go through the rudiments of acting. What are you doing towards that? Because I know you're involved in some type of training to help people understand that they need to know to get into that industry.
I used to be the festival ambassador for the Afri Film Festival, African International Film Festival. It actually starts this Sunday. I'm no longer the ambassador, but I'm still involved, sort of, because I believe in the vision of that platform. I believe in how it's empowering young artists. And what do I mean by that? Now, some people who can't really afford to take lessons in acting, when they register for AFRIF, there are classes in acting, in screenwriting, directing, and all whatnot. So it's important for you to have training in those fields. I mean, you can't just wake up and go behind the camera and become a cameraman or director of photography. You have to study it, even acting. Yeah, some people have that natural talent, but studying it gives you that discipline.
Because actually, as deputy director of programs here in TVC, one of the hardest things is getting talent that actually trained in the act. Because we just had flares for it and just got involved in maybe camera work or the production or script writing. Nobody really has gone through that rudiments of training. So it's interesting to know that you guys are involved in that.
Yes.
But how do you get people to participate? Do you go to universities or?
Oh no, they're very much aware. Like AFRIF is like maybe 7 years old.
Went for AFRIF.
Yeah, AFRIF, it's like 7 years old.
Another question, because one of the things that when it comes to acting is that there's this expectation on you, personality, that you must fit into a mold as a celebrity. But we've discussed that enough. What I want to ask is, going forward, what are you doing to break that mold in other people, mentoring other people to let them understand that don't look at the glam of social media. How are you doing that, and what exactly do you have any plan in that industry, in that area?
I think you need to rephrase that question.
Mentoring people to understand they shouldn't fit into the mold. Most people want to become celebrities so that they would live the fly life and fly first class.
Okay, right. So this is what I always say. I mean, like when I talk to some young people who are interested in acting, there's a particular question I ask them. Why do you want to act? And some have given me this reason. I want to be a celebrity.
I want to be popular.
I want to be popular. Which to me, you can be popular doing anything, you know what I mean? But if you want to be an actor and concentrate on yourself as an actor, grow as an actor, you understand? And then the fame will come. Because if you're just concentrating on becoming a celebrity,
right.
You can do anything.
You're going to do it. Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
We have to run very quickly and Rita. But what are you working on? What's next for you? What do you look out for?
Well, right now I've just finished on the set of Jado Subaru's Nigerian Trade, It was an intense process, and I really look forward to what she will do with it. She's very brilliant and talented, Jado Suberu, and I featured in a film last year, Kiss in the Dark, that is coming out January 23rd.
Okay.
It'll be released in cinemas.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yes, and then we're working, in my own company, we're about to produce La Femme Manjola. It's a film that we're hoping that will cut across to a wider audience, and taking our time too. And the IATF, which I talked about earlier on, they made me the ambassador for the creative industry.
We'd like them to come to TVC and we'll discuss numbers, and then we can break down what they're working on. But thank you so much, Rita, for coming.
Thanks
really
for having me.
You're such a lovely person.
Thank you.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.